I am in Brixton. As you can see, we are in Brixton, and I thought to share a bit of just how I feel. I've been feeling very rushed, guys. I've been feeling very taken aback, and I feel like the version of myself that people have created in their head, I feel forced to be that version of them, to be that version of myself that they created. But I never signed up for that. I never gave consent to that. I never said that was cool. And I'm not on the radar right now. You can't find me. You can't smell me. You can't see me unless you're really meant to. So when I'm being seen by not necessarily the wrong party, just knowing that there's energy here that's not meant to be here, and I can call it out because I've been alone for a while. I know when someone else is there. And I feel like I've had enough experiences to know that it's not every day about what you see. It's about what you don't see. It's really about what you feel. And this isn't me feeding any delusions. This is me feeling the same energy over and over again. And the other person, having lived with said energy for so long, they don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh well, I'm gonna be famous one day so people can watch me regardless. Like, no, that's not how it works. Just because you're gonna have a lot of eyes on you at some point doesn't justify the fact that there are a different set of eyes on us right now. And I'm getting so much heat for what people have done to other people in past relationships. I get so much heat from men because of what women did to them. I get so much heat from women because of what men did to them. And I'm like, rah, like I literally just got here. Like, people can't even fully enjoy me because of how much they close themselves off, yeah? Then they meet me, they finally want to be emotionally stable, they finally want to be financially responsible, but it's like, I'm happy to bring that out. I think it's like the lack of acknowledgement of my existence and knowing the impact that I've made on people's lives, even without ever saying the words. It's just energetically the impact I've had on people, the amount of people that watch me and don't say anything. But I don't need people to say that to me because I can feel it. So I'm not here looking for, oh, I'm divine, acknowledge me as divine. And what is crazy, when I really, really fully transitioned to divine, I never told anybody to stop calling me whatever name they resonated with. I just said, understand that the main character is divine. Understand it was always her, and now she's driving the boat. And that can make people uncomfortable because they only know one version of me. And I think I'm drowning, carrying baggage for people that I shouldn't, relieving karmic debt for people that I shouldn't. Like, people think that they're cool, like they don't have no problems, like, and if they want to live in that delusion, then they should live in that delusion and I shouldn't feed it. But I face reality, and I know that I could have moved out years ago, but my mind would have still been enslaved in that flat. These chains that are on me, you can't see them. But you can feel them. They're not on my avatar, they're in my mind. I shouldn't be upset when another girl tries to look like me, or when a guy says, oh wow, now I can see you. I've seen you in every girl that I've ever been with. And I'm like, alright, now that I'm here, what now? Are we gonna keep talking about them? And I understand that I wasn't living as myself for so long. So somebody else is going to take on Divine's identity. Someone else had my ID for over 20 years. Longer than that. We're pushing 30. Somebody else had my ID. I've only just got my ID now. Pushing 30. Like, my soul is actually like 56. I'm so old. I'm a grandma. I'm a great grandma. My great grandma visited me in a car a year ago, and she told me to leave, and she told me to rip up everything, burn everything, and I was afraid to do it. I didn't do it because I was like, there's no way I'm having this download from a flipping cat. Why can't a human being tell me that my family's fucked up? Why does it have to be beyond the veil? Because nobody's gonna say it. And so then I close my mouth and I say, okay, if nobody's gonna say it, then I'm not gonna say it. I don't remember my dad abusing me, but I know he did. I don't remember what happened between me and my cousin, but I can feel it in every man that I chat to. When a man tells me he touched his girl cousin and he got clocked for it, now fallout. And I don't make things as personal as I used to. I'm just trying to be real. When things are repeating in my life, when things are circling and I'm not ignoring it, when I can see that I attracted a couple that is actually abusing each other by staying together, the length of time that they've been together is actually a death sentence. It's actually a prison sentence. Every time somebody has told me how long they've been with their partner, it is literally a prison sentence. We've been together for 5 years. And then at first I'd be like, wow. We talk more over time and I'd have my individual time with them. I'm a therapist energetically, but I have no papers to prove that. Right? They tell me they've been together for 5 years. Cool. Now I'm sitting with either one of them. Then they tell me, rah, on the 3rd year this happened. On the 2nd year this happened. Like, now they're like, too much has happened between us for us to break up. It's not that we have watched each other evolve so much that it's been going on like this for 5 years. I am terrified of moving in with somebody and now I'm tied to them. And then it's like, you won't let me change. I have to be the person that moved in with you. But no, I'm changing. Like, even just it being me and my mum and having that prison sentence for 20 years. I have literally seen, both of us have seen us change. Right now she doesn't recognize me. I don't recognize her. Does it mean that it's not her? I don't know. Does it mean that it's not me? I don't know. And there's a bartender looking at me. And you know, these little interactions, you know, when people show interest in me, I just kind of don't interact back. And they're not gonna go any further if they can see that I'm not into it. But if I am, and I've just been stopping myself from living, I would tell people that try to talk to me in real life, oh, actually, by the way, I'm in a relationship, but I'm not. It's just energetically, they can feel, oh shit, like there's somebody that's claiming her, but let's see if she actually wants to be claimed. All these relationships that I've attracted was always given ownership because I was owned by my parents. The slave owners were my parents. And I had a shroom trip in Paris and I said, my child has to know that if I'm the slave master, she must know. He must know. I don't care if I'm the one that birthed them. They must know that the one that is torturing me, keeping me in an endless cycle of pain is my mother. It is not the devil. It is not Lucifer. It is not Samael. It is not an Egyptian god. It is not Buddha. It is whatever. It is not witchcraft. It is my mother. It is as simple as that. People have come and gone. I've been 700 million different versions of me. There's so many different versions of me on YouTube. And the reason why I archive is because I'm terrified of having all those different versions of me. Whole time my mom has seen this for years. This is only a year worth of stuff. Imagine how much she's seen. And then I will tell somebody about my problems and they'll still blame it on a being that they cannot see. It's time to take accountability in our own lives and face ourselves. And the person I have to face is my mother. She is my karma. The longer that I stay there, the more that I tell little me, oh, it's somebody else. It's not the one that made you. It's not the one that created you physically. It's not the one that had jurisdiction over you up until 18 years old, the one that had to sign your permission slips. It's not the one that took you to church. It's not the one that told you was going to hell. It's not the one... I had a boyfriend, I think, really young, like I think like maybe 9, and I had this little notebook, tiny notebook, where we would write stuff we'd want to do to each other. I'd be like, kiss me, hug me. I don't even know. I'm just remembering right now. And I remember my mom seeing that, and she was like, you're a whore. Like, we hadn't done any of those things. These are just things in my mind. Bear in mind, I did not grow up seeing that affection. So my love language is actually quality time and physical touch. I like being touched, but then there's a line where I can say I don't want to be touched right now. Like, oh, I can go time without being touched. And some people would mistake my independence for hyper independence. Hyper independence is I'll never need to be touched. You know what I'm saying? I don't need. Do you get what I'm saying? And then people would like to deny, their need for physical touch. And I'm just like, the longer you live that life, the more miserable you get, because you want physical touch. You want that. And it's not a bad thing to want that. It's not a bad thing. And I underestimated the nurturing energy that I carry. I underestimated that a hug from me can change someone's day. And I was just being appreciated by people that I didn't expect, I guess. And then that person will tell me you deserve better. I'm like, wow, so you can't be better? No, I guess not. Not that they can't be, it's just that they don't want to be. And I've been waiting for people to change because of how long I've been waiting for my mother and father to change. And my mother and father have been waiting even longer for God to come down and change some things for them. But it seems the longer that we wait, and I attracted a relationship where I was waiting for him to come and get me. I really wanted to be Rapunzel, but you see, Rapunzel, she made a deal with him. Like, listen, if you take me to see the lanterns, I'll give you your crown. I didn't make a deal with anybody. They just wanted to save me. I tell them my story. Oh wow, like Divine needs saving. No, Divine needs to just land somewhere. And I ate mushrooms on Christmas Day, and I was like, the person that invites me into their crib, the next person that invites me into their crib and offers me food, yeah, the amount of abundance that they're gonna get. And it was actually my man, Rastaman Michael. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna upload that video now or later, but we was just in his room, not much in there, just like mine. I gave him a heater, and we was just eating this triple cheeseburger and chips, and we had beer, and we had bud, and we was listening to Lauryn Hill at first, and then we just was playing songs on my Spotify, because he doesn't have a phone, like he's not social. But I'm gonna give him this red one, and it's actually like cracked and everything. Like, you would think, no, don't do that, but that's where he needs to start. He doesn't need, for somebody that hasn't been on social media, they do not need to start on an iPhone 16 Pro Max. They need to start from an iPhone 10. They need to ease themselves into social media, because what I've noticed is I have helped a lot of people realize how powerful social media is just by meeting me. How a lot of people I've met have demonized it. Oh, I don't really like taking pictures. No, you just don't like every person that's told me they don't like taking pictures, they always ask me afterwards, oh, why did you remove me from your account? Why did you block me? Why did you do that? But this was the same person who never wanted to take pictures with me, and I thought it was a personal thing. I made it so personal, but they just didn't want to take pictures because of childhood and how many times they was forced to smile by their parents, by their mama specifically. Oh, smile for the picture. And you do that enough times, when Mother Nature actually comes and says, I love you, and me taking a picture is how I show that I love you. They're already tired. By the time people meet me, they're tired. The belief in the divine is gone. Their hope for life is gone. Their joy is gone. So I have no problem restoring that life force just by existing in their presence. It's when my presence isn't acknowledged. That's what hurts. It's people watching me evolve from the Jesus reframe to divine reframe to Robin's universe to Divine's universe to whatever it's going to be now. And if you only resonate with a certain version of me, there's a video for that. Don't hold me back. I made that video for you. Now the rest, I've got more people to meet as I evolve. I can't stay as a strong believer in Jesus just because it hurts your feelings that I don't talk about him as much as you want me to. But that's not even his name for real. His name is Yeshua. And that's the English version. My name isn't divine. Let's find out what it is. Do you know what I mean? In Urdu. In the languages that you can't describe. In the Shmakele Virsto Fakandi Karastisto Malashkerete Vala. In the language that they try to erase from me. The English language is the language they beat into my ancestors. The first time I watched The Son of God, which was a story about Jesus, I cried, bro. I cried my fucking eyes out because I realized, even though I'm watching a white man get whipped, that's me. That's literally me. How many times has it been whipped into me? And I used to think, yeah, you know, when I would jump and be like, oh, Jesus. That's the thing. You know, you say Jesus in the most like, oh my God situations, because it was programmed for me to do that. Bang, say it again, Jesus, boom, Jesus, boom, Jesus, what's his name, Jesus. And if I tried to say divine, if I tried to sing in another language, if it wasn't English, gone. When I was growing up, yeah, one day my mum would say, oh, I'm going to teach you Swahili. The other day she's like, oh, my daughter doesn't learn any, she doesn't want to learn. The other day she's insulting me. And then there was one time I was like, listen, yeah, I'm forgetting Swahili now, fuck you. So now I need to go back to Kenya myself and grab that part of me that said, I'm not going to speak this language because of you. How many languages have I refused to speak just because of trauma? And my mother carries the trauma of slavery and refuses to acknowledge it because she is still making contracts with the slave master. So, how many people have made contracts? Are the contracts visible? No. You can see the contract in the way that they act, in the thing that they do every day. I can see in the small animosity they have when I say something that irks their soul. When I don't laugh at their joke. When I take something seriously that they thought was a joke. When I don't want to be touched. When I don't want to go here. When I don't want to eat that. Whenever a woman says no, there's just so many people coming around like, who said you can say no? And I thought that I couldn't say no. But you know who the first person was that I know to say no? The devil. Lucifer. He said no to God Almighty. And he got cast out. I've said no to my father. I got cast out. He disowned me as a daughter a long time ago. It was actually when I was 12, when we was having a heated argument on a phone I think he paid for. So, what I technically need to do is be like, yo, to my mother, like, how much is it to clear off this phone bill, because I can't have you paying for my phone bill anymore. That's the last thing that's keeping me in the yard. But understand that I had my first phone when I was like 9 years old. It was a BlackBerry, a red one. Bro, I walked in to school with that phone and some black and blue Nike sneakers. I was the baddest on the block. yo, what phone is that? Bear in mind, I needed the phone because my mother was always working, so we needed to communicate when I'm at home, when I'm at school, when I'm doing whatever. And there would be small moments after school, where people after school, just because there's a small window between when school ends and when you can go home, and the time you have to get home before your parents are like. So straight after school, we'd get on the bus, come to my yard, the flat, this very flat, get in the flat, change into our PE clothes, and then go downstairs to the playground for literally 15 minutes max. 15-20 minutes. 20 isn't even a stretch, because that 20 minutes is the 20 minutes you would use to be on your way home. So then quickly after that, we're done chilling, they go. Obviously I don't have to go anywhere because my mom don't come back until like later, but they do because they got to take the bus because they live on the other side of Dag. I'm not held by my own strength. Like, because of how much energy, pure energy I poured into believing in Jesus, it was just much easier to put it into divine, So I just had to start charging my camera. But I've got this helmet here that's actually not mine, and I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna give back everything energetically that is not mine. I was taking on the role for people, and they don't want to acknowledge the number that their mother has done on them. And then I thought I found people that knew that struggle, but then the whole identity was the fact that we're estranged from our parents. But I have so much more to give than just being estranged, than falling out with them. The difference was, when you're living in survival, you don't think about all the things that you can be doing. When you're in full-time education, when you're in full-time work, you don't think about them things. All I need is a firm foundation, for real. I'm gonna get some weed, I'm gonna sit in that room, and I'm gonna record a smoke and talk. None of these videos are getting posted until I post a smoke and talk in that empty room, because people are trying me. And I am not afraid to go back to the point of my trauma and say, hey guys, this is where it started and this is where it ends. The substance is not the problem. Substances opened my eyes, man. Substances opened my eyes, especially from up high. I need you guys to really understand my perspective of living up high for so long since a child and looking down on all these problems. I'm not in that like same bracket as you. If I need to understand your perspective, I have to lower myself to get there. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyways, I need to have a look at these directions, because am I at the spot? Swear I'm sitting right where I'm meant to be, because I was about to go and check the directions that my friend gave me to meet him, to give him back his helmet, but I'm literally sitting in the spot. Never mind. 222 on the timer. Do you get, like, my body is its own being, and yes, it may take substances for me to merge with that being that is the body. I'm not gonna rob myself of experiences because somebody doesn't smoke, they don't like the fact that I smoke, when deep down really they just need to take a puff. Really and truly, my mom would just need to take a puff. One puff would solve all her problems. Because then, your mind relaxes and you're like, what was I even worrying for? People hate on people doing drugs, but the whole reason why they do it is to escape reality. And reality is already a shit as it is. I'm not condoning it, but don't act like reality is all happy, go. That's why niggas are just doing drugs for the sake of it. Like, nah. They are trying to escape where they're at. Like, this is already overwhelming and overstimulating as it is. Give them a break now. Calm. But it's not that easy to get a break. I could have been moved out, could have been traveled the world, but my mind would have still been trapped in that flat, bro. Thank God that I didn't get a mortgage or like go finish that 3 years at uni at the University of Northampton. Like, I'm so happy I'm just starting from zero, and I feel like everybody's afraid of zero. I'm not afraid of zero. All I have is me and my prints against the world in my camera. I'm gonna tell my mum you can't pay for my phone bill no more, man. It's the only thing that is holding her. But the contract ended for real. It was just because there was a point this year where I was like, yo, me having no phone is actually deep. Like, me having no phone is actually deep, and I should change that. And I was a bit impatient. And then I kind of realized, you know, my mother should help me, but she's not obligated to, because then if that was the case, all of our mothers would be helping us start. But it is what it is. Like, it really is what it is. And I just have to move accordingly, and I can't be afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid of change, and that's very, like, I know that's a hereditary thing. Like, I'm not actually afraid of change, but the more that I chill with people and I see where they came from, I can see where the fear is coming from. This fear is generational. So then when I don't want to, when I need a substance to get rid of that, I feel like people are like, ew, substances. I'm like, rah, okay, never mind. Like, just live with your fear then. And I never even told them to take them. I just said, this is how I relieve myself. I don't pray I don't pray to Jesus no more. I don't go to church no more. I don't have them childhood vices. I don't have my Bible. Like, I am that now. So with that comes new things. I smoke with Blue Lotus and lavender and whatever else. Bro, change is terrifying, but I know who I am. Do you get it? I know who I am. I actually know who I am. I actually know I'm divine. And even if somebody looks at me, they feel like I'm not. They can't feel me, they can't smell me, they can't stand me. Like, that shouldn't change who I am. God ain't coming down to say, oh, I'm God, because there's too much has happened for him to come and do that. Yeah, of course, like, God is real, yeah, but like, considering what has happened to people and their individual experiences, they're not gonna buy it. It's like, okay, cool, so you was there the whole time that was happening? Do you get what I'm saying? It's not that simple for my man to come down and do that. And I have parents that are just waiting for God to do it. Oh, it's in God's hands. It's actually in yours. It's actually in yours. Like, you've got a phone and you can text me, but you choose not to. And that's why I need to stop paying for this phone. Like, she's gonna cancel the SIM card. I feel like she'll be delighted to do it. It's just, you know, me leaving the house and having no contact with my mother is a brazy thing. Like, and I've done it before. It's just like, this time it's like official. Like, I'm giving myself no way back in. And that's what's terrifying, because I always want a way back in. I always want to keep the key, keep something. But if I really want to, if I say I know who I am, then I guess I have to act it. Good talk, y'all. That was good.